I talked to your sister. You know me and your sister didn't talk the whole time she was pregnant. Even after she had the baby, we did not talk until she called my mama for some reason. And I talked to her, we didn't
Coach,
even talk.
the rain is falling, the fans are soaked, but here's the bottom
she
line.
Was mad
We've
at
got
me.
football at M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore, Maryland. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Washington Redskins and the Baltimore Ravens.
This is what happened. I was standing out there at your house, and you can describe the house and describe their fucking roommate, the little bitch that she didn't get along with. He described fucking the truck that man did. He described, okay, yeah, you was there. Only way you would know those things is if you were there.
Right.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
You going to ask man, this is your son. You want to know? You've had then I was like, okay.
9 yards on the first down. Keeper, and it's 2nd and 1.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber who runs like this early because they'll pay dividends as the game progresses.
You're not about to call me and ask me shit. Nope. You're not about to ask me what's going on. You was supposed to come to the field. Didn't show up. That was his opportunity. He didn't show up. Nobody had to know who the fuck he was because of this game, but he didn't. I'm not, no. Why the fuck would I? I'm not going on my way to see or none of that shit.
From the 44, Jackson has got it to Ingram complete. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. And they're going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at the Redskins' 44-yard line.
And I don't doubt that. Not one bit. I'm not saying he don't or anything to that extent.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down.
I know you keep saying it. But
it was purposely done.
From the gun, it's Jackson.
It was purposely done.
Catch is made by Marquise Brown. A big one there for the Ravens. It goes for 18. Those are the kinds of plays right there that show you why he's the number 3 man in the NFL in terms of receiving yards.
Also tells you there's a full combination of what he's got going in his game. You name it, from route running to catching the football. That's why he's able to produce those types of numbers.
No, what's going on?
And the former Heisman winner, this is Mark Ingram. They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6.
Defensively, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high powered, you got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20-point score gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
And this is caught. Touchdown, Baltimore. Mark Andrews, his first touchdown on the year, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Footing always a concern, but the extra point's up and good. And that makes the score 7-0.
I ain't gonna say this is gonna be a good sound. I'm just gonna say that he is homeless. So he is attached a little bit there.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
No, he understands the key to this stuff. I'm tired of waiting.
This is taking it to 3. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line.
She has a mother. No, why would you ask me that? No, because she called and she said somebody just called me from this number. I assume that her number is logged into
the
this
Redskins come up first and 10.
No,
they're on 26.
Oh, God, it's just like this thing.
A first carry now for Nick Chubb.
No, slow down.
And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24.
The babies had the
It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
Toya called and she said somebody.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to
now,
a 2nd and 11.
And Clyde have been taking turns.
A run for Nick Chubb.
Her number was logged in. She said no. She said it was 12.
She said it was 12. I know who 12 is. You know.
The disadvantage of blitzing often alters normal spacing and run fits.
She's not calling you. It was I missed that. Why did I listen to my mom?
On 3rd and 1, it's Haskins. And a throw.
Did you get your phone? Did she got your phone?
So the defense able to get off the field here on 3rd down.
It's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on 3rd down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
And now on 4th and 1, it's a fake. And he's not going to get there. Might have even lost a yard.
She's not calling
there, but it doesn't fool this defense. And that will force a turnover on downs.
I don't know why she called. She can go
from the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
2-2-1-1-4-1.
Oh, yes.
Exactly. But that's the number that she just called from.
On the counter, Ingram. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. They'll wind up losing 4 yards on the play. And that's going to make it 2nd and 14.
I don't see how this $3, but I'm not getting into y'all bullshit.
They toss to Ingram. Only a yard on the gain there, and that'll set up 3rd and 13. We haven't seen much from him running the football here in this first quarter.
No, you're right about that. We haven't seen much of him at all so far. They've stacked him up pretty well, but when you're trying to run the football, sometimes you got to run the long game. Keep handing it to him, and some of those runs that aren't working now, they turn into 6, 7, 8, and maybe more later on.
And the Redskins have an extra man in the secondary here on 3rd.
Well, if it was really meant for you, she should have called herself.
From the gun, Jackson. He's going to go for it all. Got a man, it's caught for a Ravens touchdown.
Can you put me shot?
Hell no! You want to help my ass?
Now on the year as the Ravens push further out in front. Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and that'll make the score 14-0. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. Out there ready for this next drive, the Redskins offense. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points get that 0 off the board. On 2nd and 11 now. Haskins. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Fletcher Cox, the former Mississippi State Bulldog, ringing the cowbell there on the sack. After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
No run call here. They'll look to throw instead. That's complete. Terry McLaurin with it. Well, a heck of a play there on 3rd down, but amazingly, they're still short for 4th.
Boy, they had a lot of real estate to make up there, but what a big-time play for them. Nice completion, excellent game. Now they're in 4th and manageable.
Just a little short, though, with that marker. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. McKenzie now to return it. 62 yards on the punt that time. Wow. And the Ravens will get it. 1st and 10 from deep in their own territory.
I told you to help me. I told them to help me. And nobody helping my ass. The fuck is wrong with y'all?
The Raven offense set it to line for this next drive.
Are you about to do a play?
Let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
And strong running there gets this up over the 15-yard line. He was taken down by Quentin Dunbar.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Jackson. Open man is the tight end, Nick Boyle. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. 22 yards there, a first down.
They had 2 tight ends in the formation on that one. It looked to me like he had his pick of receivers downfield.
I think he was just planning on going over the middle. That's what he did.
Picked up first down, too.
Jackson now already over 100 yards passing in just this first quarter. It's 1st and 10. A pretty good looking run there on first down. That'll go for 9 yards, just short of the line to gain. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be 2nd down. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. The previous run, good for 9. Here's 2nd and a yard. Jackson. He can't avoid the pressure. Redskins get there.
Well, the pass rush has been a real strength of late. They know how to get after the quarterback.
Absolutely. 4 sacks last week. That's their first one here. Anything in particular you've seen from them or on film?
I think that they're winning athletically up front, winning those one-on-one battles, but also when the offensive line wants to keep everything.
Well, the pressure too great.
No, you're not going to do that zombie shit here.
Ryan Kerrigan, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. So on 4th down, here's Sam Cook to punt it away.
How long is it for?
6 or 7 minutes.
He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away.
Well, 45.
And good hustle here as this is going to be blown dead right at the 9-yard line.
I absolutely love the flexibility of these punters. They're leg drive, able to get it way up in the air. And that allows the punt team to get down there and down it inside the 10 because they've had some time.
Out there ready for this next drive, the Redskins offense. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still second quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. Another example right there how this defense really is winning the entire game at the point of attack.
Yeah, right there at the line of scrimmage because they are dominating it. It allows their interior guys to get upfield and spill into the backfield. So how are you going to combat that? You know, because they bring in your tight end, keep him in. Your running backs, they have to step forward.
And he's taken down. Back at his own 7. Chris Wormley in there to bury him for a loss of 11.
Well, someone's been up to the task so far in this game. They are already up a couple of scores, Brandon, and guess what? I think they're just going to pin their ears back now and get upfield and get after the quarterback.
Been such an impressive first half to get that lead. Going up top. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Now, give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
And what did we talk with them about prior to the game? Their ability to move the chains, pick up first downs. So far, 0 for 3 on 3rd down. If that continues, they'll have little chance of winning this one.
And that play goes nowhere. Taken down, losing yardage at the 50, right at midfield. That'll set them back with a loss of 3 on the play. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 13. This time, Jackson will throw it. Got a man. It's Brown. And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for third down. A good chance this is 4-down territory if they're unable to convert. But right now looking at a 3rd and 3. And an alley to run. 20. And now off to the races down the right side. And all the way in for the Ravens touchdown. Lamar Jackson on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns as the Ravens push further out in front. Tucker with the extra point, and that makes the score 21-0. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. Out there ready for this next drive, the Redskins offense. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here, or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half. Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either. Looking to throw on 2nd down. Haskins slings this deep from McLaurin into a double team, and it's intercepted. It's the former Seahawk, Earl Thomas, and he's just across midfield and down at the 49-yard line. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. They run the counter. Ingram, and he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here, and that'll make it 3rd and 13. Two minutes remaining in this first half of football. I will remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. Here's Jackson on 3rd and long. He's got his man. It's Andrews. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. They chalk that one up as a gain of 34 on 3rd down. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. This will be caught by Brown. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective.
And this is caught. Touchdown, Baltimore. Marquise Brown. Touchdown number 18 on the year as the Ravens push further out in front. And he's a little bit on the shorter side as a receiver. Maybe sometimes for the defense, tough to find the little guys, right?
Yeah, sometimes they get lost in the traffic, but usually what it means is that rather than just winning with height or even speed, they use their quickness to find a way to get open.
Well, tall, short, wide, skinny, whatever, there it results in a touchdown. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Out there ready for this next drive, the Redskins offense. Typically down to the first half, I might say, oh, you at least need a field goal out of this drive, but they're down to the point where they need a touchdown, don't they?
Yeah, normally you know me. I mean, you've been around me for a while now, right?
Unfortunately.
I'm sorry about that. But normally I'm the one preaching patience.
Yeah.
You know, take your time, first half, you still got a chance. I think they're out of patience here. This has to be a drive that gets a touchdown. So if you're the play caller, you're going to that portion of the sheet that says big-time plays, specials.
In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. Matt Judon make that now 8 sacks for him on the season. And you see the clock almost empty, so this is likely the last play in the second quarter. So we've come to halftime after a very one-sided beginning to this one. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half.
It's 2 minutes left. 2 minutes and 14 seconds left in the first quarter.
As it's through the end zone for a touchback.
Is that bullshit or is that bullshit? I'm just saying. They lost on Christmas. How the fuck do you lose them? Do you know how long it took us to get a fucking Christmas game?
We play every year on Christmas.
No, we don't.
Redskins offense. In that first half,
no, we haven't.
Both sides
nigga, the last 6 seasons, we ain't played no fucking Christmas. We have not. We ain't played no Christmas game.
LeBron and Kobe used to be the Christmas game of the year before he came to LA.
Maybe calm their whole team down and find a way to get back in this one.
Yeah, because right now you're down big, you're being shut out. Let's see if this is the drive that kind of kickstarts them.
We just got a fucking Sunday game back and a Friday game back. No, we haven't for years. That's fucked up. We haven't played Christmas. No, LeBron is playing Christmas.
Down the middle of the field. And they'll get it
we
all
never
the
had
way
no
up
fucking
about
Christmas
5
games
yards
as
shy
well.
of midfield.
Here, you want to say
that one covers 24 yards. It's a first down.
Yes, please.
You gonna show that play? Yeah, it is, man. I don't like it. But
on first down, they'll run with Chubb. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down.
On the fucking Xbox, it's easy for me to push the button in.
Now on 2nd and 13. Haskins flush to his right. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's third down. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
That's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive.
He's running
all game long, and they've been on the spot
really
just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. They'll get this to his speedster, Paul Richardson. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40.
Excuse me, sir.
No, I'm good. I'm just waiting to smoke with you.
On 1st and 10, it's Haskins.
You want to light you a cigarette?
And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but still second down.
I like what they tried to do there. They didn't get completed pass downfield, but they came up with a momentum play. Big-time gain on the previous snap. Came right back and threw one deep, hoping to catch them on their heels.
So line of scrimmage still at 39 on 2nd and 10.
Me and really kind of sharing this room right now. I don't know if
on 2nd down, Eckler. And he'll take this one down to the 36. 2 yards on the carry there, and it's going to lead him to third down. Nice job there on the tackle. Keep him to the short gain. And, of course, he got some good news this week. He was named AFC Defensive Player of the Week from last week's effort.
And part of the reason he got that award because of plays like that. Not every play is spectacular. Not every play is full loss. Make the plays that are in front of you, keep it to short gains, and you pile up statistics.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Anthony Overett picks it, and they have the football and will set up shop at the 33-yard line. He was looking for Paul Richardson there. Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, the offensive coordinator, the quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that's who he needs to get with now and get himself calm.
You know, coming from the West, how Century, when you get to the park.
The drive starts here with a carry by Ingram. And that one blown up quickly.
97.
As he's going to be stopped before he can even get started. That'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 14.
It's right down the street. That nigga fucked that shit up. 2-bedroom house.
Jackson now off the bootleg.
She had that,
flushed out right.
It's a botanical garden slash.
And now look at this. Big game fumble. And the Redskins scoop it. And his crew will take over at their own 45-yard line. And maybe that one caused by the weather. Of course, the rain coming down. Charles, can you maybe, when you're carrying that football, grip it too tight in the rain?
I think that you can, and it's such a delicate balance, too, because when you grip it so tight, sometimes it'll slip out from your body. You squeeze it too hard, and it'll pop out on its own. I've actually had running backs talk to me about that when they've tried too hard, even in perfect conditions, the ball gets away from them. They've got to find a good balance, carrying it firmly, but at the same time under control.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
No, no, you talking about?
Yeah, I didn't know on that shit. She fucking just gave up. Just gave up on that shit. Them motherfuckers owed her so much fucking money. And they
here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
She on that whole fucking lot right there.
So she's trying to see
on 2nd down, here's Haskins. This one complete to Jordan Reed. And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. 10 yards there, good for a Redskin first down. Haskins now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10.
I think she's in the process of selling it. But I went there myself and helped her.
A give running right is Chubb. And able to push forward for right around 3 yards down to the 42.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
Yeah, this nigga just fucked that ass shit. He been living there all this time.
On 2nd and 7, Haskins. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. It's the former Seahawk, Earl Thomas. And he will take this across midfield and down to the 48-yard line. Boy, so another interception, CD, and it feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his 2nd season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
It'll be a loss of 7 on the play. And it'll make this a 2nd and long. A toss play left. There goes Mark Ingram. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. And no more. No gain on the play this time, and it'll be a 3rd and long situation coming up.
No, because he went out the house and gave it to him. He gave you one of that. He gave you one of that. That's all the one, man. They want to sell that shit. He gave them on that house. He gave them on that core. He gave it to her.
Jackson throwing on 3rd and long. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 38. And a great return here gets this one all the way down to the 26-yard line. They needed a break. They needed to make a play here in the third quarter. Defensively, they did that. Now they got to go quickly and get some points on the board.
And the best part is that they made their own break, taking the ball away. Now they just look at their offense and saying, guys,
let's go.
Come on, capitalize on this one.
Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Well, they certainly have been able to get him going and establish the run, so I think it's time to abandon that plan and start chucking it all over the park. And you know who's excited about that? The defensive front. They got to just pin their ears back and get after them now.
You know where DWP is? By the park. You know where the park is, right?
On 2nd and 9, Haskins throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete. Was trying to get it to Terry McLaurin, but now it's 3rd down. The turnover put them in great field position. They don't want to squander it with 3rd down coming up.
No, not at all. You know what else you do? You make your defense mad. They got you the football, gave you a great opportunity. You got to cash in and get some points.
Now Haskins to throw it. And he finds McLaurin. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Oh, yeah, you told me. Lock door. No, where the fuck did my thing? Alright, I'm popping checking everybody because I ain't been nowhere. Y'all give me a damn short team. I don't. Mine tastes better. Why the fuck do y'all like it? They cost the same.
And the Redskins capitalize on the short field as they take it in for 6. Extra point was hooking, but he does make it through. And it's now a 28-7 ball game.
Lock her out.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. The Baltimore offense at the line set to get going. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the 3rd quarter. Your 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would in 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call 4-minute football. Take the clock out of the game a little bit, wind it down, but at the same time, keep advancing the ball down the field.
Back now in Baltimore. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up 3rd down. The Ravens on 3rd down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This is going to be 3rd and 13. Jackson from the shotgun. And it falls incomplete after almost being intercepted. A pick there would have been great. The good news for the defense now, it's 4th down. Here's Sam Cook now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. So possession goes over here on the punt. And it'll be Redskins football now with a 1st and 10. Out there ready for this next drive, the Redskins offense. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start...
And that's caught inside the 30. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Washington. Terry McLaurin, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Redskins are able to close the gap just a bit.
You've got to understand situational football because they're playing with the lead here late in the ball game. So the back defender has got to be as deep as the deepest receiver. Keep everything in front of you, rally up and make the play.
Yeah, you would think they had the 3-score lead. Now it's down to 2, but 3-score lead here late, that they wouldn't give up a big pass play like that, but they did. Charles, you'd said the magic number was probably right around 20 for this defense because they're facing one of the top 5 offenses in the league in terms of points scored. They've had their moments, but this offense just a little too good, isn't it?
They really are, because no matter what you do to make an adjustment on defense, they've had an answer for it.
Jackson now. He's going to air it out for Dorsett. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked off by Landon Collins. And a terrific return as he takes this thing all the way down near the 20-yard line. 2-score game here in the 4th, and that pick, it kind of keeps the door ajar, doesn't it?
It does, and you wonder about their strategy because with a 2-score lead, you would think maybe you're just sitting on it trying to drain some clock. It's almost like they felt like, hey, we've got a good cushion. We can keep pressing it. It ended up costing them.
Now after the turnover, here's Haskins. Escaping the pressure right. Going for it all. And that is caught. Touchdown, Washington. Terry McLaurin, his second touchdown of the afternoon, as his guys are back within a single score. Extra point good by Hopkins. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. This game back within a touchdown now as the kickoff's away. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. I'm curious to see, Charles, about the play calling on this drive. Last time out, the interception that led to a touchdown. Here we are. I mean, very close, 1-score game.
Yeah, and if I'm a defender, I'm actually chirping Chili on the other side of the ball. Said, hey, he picked off the last one. What you going to do about it now? So when you do throw the football, high percentage, but throw it with confidence. Because if there's any hesitancy at all, it could end up in enemy's hands again.
Jackson now on 2nd and 10, eluding the pressure right. And he's going to keep it here. And they work this well upfield across the 45. Lamar Jackson, such a threat with those legs, able to improvise and get the first. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. To throw is Jackson, operating from the gun. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Jackson. They go screen. This is Ingram. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for 3rd down.
No, I didn't.
Another nice pickup through the air. I think a lot of people might expect him to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
What the fuck, bro? Watch this, though.
The Redskins now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. They're looking at 3rd in the nose of the football. A 10th carry here for Mark Ingram. And he's able to get it to the 33. Good enough for a 1st down. That's good for 9 yards as they convert on the 3rd down play. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. They run. It's Mark Ingram. A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31.
All right, that's a decent game there, but it hasn't been his best game overall. So I wonder what the mindset is of his team. Do they want him to handle the football and try and close this game out? Or are they going to make an alternative plan and maybe go in a different direction?
I think they need him, and this is his time to shine. Now, meanwhile, here's a second down throw that's knocked away and incomplete.
There are a good number of coaches that any time they call an in route are really worried about the play because there's so much traffic ordinarily that the ball has to get through to get to the receiver. And on that play, it was batted down.
Hey, motion to backfield. Motion to the backfield. 56. Rip right.
On third down, Jackson. He wants it all for the end zone. Back of the end zone. Could he get his feet down? No, it's incomplete. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning. Hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces fourth down. A big one there. That gives them a little cushion and makes it a two-score game.
Yeah, bled a little time off the clock, put some points on the board. It's not totally out of reach yet, but it has to feel pretty good to them right now because as a defender, you go out on the field and say, guess what? You can put some points on the board, but that won't beat us.
This is fielded a couple yards deep. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line.
That's not true at all.
It was like 20-0 for...
Out there ready for this next drive, the Redskins offense. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. A well-executed safety blitz by Tony Jefferson leads to the sack. Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. Slings this deep from McLaurin. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete.
He hella caught that shit, bro.
Washington.
Fuck no. I had that shit covered like a motherfucker.
You're at the point in the game right now where you got to start taking some chances, and that chance paid off.
And it's a good idea to be that aggressive because, truthfully, the defensive guys, they're just playing not to make a mistake. That often means you can make a big play.
And this is intercepted, and that should do it.
I know how he played.
Done at the 24. And they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line.
I just stopped playing. That's how I left 21-0.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you, Tucker.
Got his man complete. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Hollywood Marquise Brown, 76 yards as the Ravens push further out in front.
Well, this is exactly where I expect teams to take a shot. Right after a turnover, you count on the defense being a little bit jumbled coming out on the field, maybe catch them back on their heels, and that's exactly what they did there. They threw it downfield and really created a big play.
Yeah, you said jumbled. They were the definition of jumbled defensively. One play and into the end zone. This is fielded at the goal line. Then he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. Out there ready for this next drive, the Redskins offense. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get them down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part two, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Redskin football here as we welcome you back. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. Here's Haskins. Looking for McLaurin, and he's got him. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. A good pickup there, a 22.
Because it was just
back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. Haskins looking to throw on 1st down. That's complete to his receiver, McLaurin. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. 12 yards is the pickup, and it's good for a Washington first down.
Yeah, you've been on Apex, so you know it's bad, isn't it?
No, I've been on both. I mean, I just usually play my league games.
And he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3. Haskins going to throw again. And this is caught at the 8. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. Haskins back to the air. And he's going to go down. Sacked back at the 13-yard line. Fletcher Cox in there yet again. What else is new? He continues to rewrite the record book in single-season sacks. They'll try again on 2nd and goal after going backwards to the 12. Haskins will throw. Oh, there's that man again. It's complete. They give him a dozen on the pitch and catch, but now they're up against a 3rd and goal.
I want to know why he's not trying to get enough points.
Charles, we saw a lot of points go up in this one. Certainly defensively, stuff that they can look at on film, don't you think?
No doubt about it. And they've got to go back and check where the errors are, how they're going to fix them, and continue to get better at what they do. But they also need a little adjustment with their confidence. To give up that many points, even if you win a game, that can hurt you.
So for the Ravens, the win pushes their record now to 11-2 on the year. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Pittsburgh Steelers. Meanwhile, for Washington, they can ill afford to drop too many more as they fall to 7-6 on the year. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week.
You show me how to play them. So who's playing them?
You said we playing that Super Bowl? Oh, the 49ers in that.
You said 49ers?